In the annals of military history, there exist weapons so devastating, so psychologically terrifying, and so tactically revolutionary that their mere presence on the battlefield could transform the entire nature of warfare itself. These are not just tools of destruction, but instruments of psychological warfare that could break the will of even the most determined soldiers, forcing entire armies to abandon their advance and seek whatever cover they could find. Among all the fearsome weapons that emerged from the crucible of World War II, few have earned the kind of legendary status that comes not from propaganda or military marketing, but from the genuine terror they inspired in the hearts of those who faced them in combat. This is the story of why soldiers stopped advancing when this rifle appeared, an exploration of the MG42 machine gun, known to Allied soldiers as Hitler's Buzzsaw or the Bone Saw, a weapon so devastating in its effectiveness and so terrifying in its sound that it could single-handedly halt the advance of entire battalions and redefine the tactical realities of infantry warfare. We will delve deep into the revolutionary engineering, devastating firepower, and psychological impact that made this weapon not just a tool of war, but a force of nature that could control the battlefield through sheer intimidation and overwhelming firepower. Prepare to discover how German engineering created a weapon so effective that it forced Allied commanders to completely rethink their tactical doctrines and develop entirely new strategies for dealing with a threat that seemed almost supernatural in its ability to dominate the battlefield. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel right now for more incredible war secrets and the legendary military technologies that are reshaping the future of global defense. The MG42 machine gun emerged from the brilliant minds of German weapons designers who understood that the future of infantry warfare would be determined not by the number of soldiers on the battlefield, but by the ability to deliver overwhelming firepower with unprecedented speed and accuracy. Developed by the Grossfuss Company under the direction of Dr. Werner Gruner, the MG42 represented a quantum leap in machine gun technology that combined innovative manufacturing techniques with revolutionary design principles to create a weapon that could fire at rates previously thought impossible, while maintaining the reliability and accuracy essential for battlefield effectiveness. The technical specifications of the MG42 were staggering for their time, with a cyclic rate of fire that could reach 200 rounds per minute, nearly double the rate of most contemporary machine guns, and fast enough that individual shots could not be distinguished by the human ear. This incredible rate of fire was achieved through a revolutionary roller-delayed blowback operating system that eliminated many of the mechanical complexities that limited the performance of earlier machine gun designs, while innovative manufacturing techniques using stamped steel components allowed for mass production at a fraction of the cost and time required for traditional machined weapons. The psychological impact of the MG42's distinctive sound signature cannot be overstated in understanding why soldiers stopped advancing when this weapon appeared on the battlefield. The gun's incredibly high rate of fire created a sound that Allied soldiers described as resembling a giant piece of canvas being torn apart, a buzzsaw cutting through wood, or the sound of a motorcycle engine running at full throttle. This distinctive audio signature became so associated with death and destruction that Allied soldiers developed an almost Pavlovian response to the sound, immediately seeking cover and abandoning any thoughts of advance when they heard the characteristic ripping noise that announced the presence of an MG42. The tactical deployment of the MG42 fundamentally changed the nature of infantry combat, as German commanders quickly recognized that a single well-positioned machine gun could control vast areas of the battlefield and force attacking forces to concentrate their efforts on neutralizing the weapon before any advance could proceed. The gun's incredible firepower allowed German forces to establish defensive positions that were virtually impregnable to frontal assault, creating killing fields where Allied soldiers found themselves trapped between the need to advance and the certain death that awaited anyone who exposed themselves to the MG-42's devastating fire. The weapon's versatility in different tactical situations made it even more formidable, as it could be deployed as a light machine gun for infantry support, mounted on vehicles for mobile operations, or emplaced in fixed defensive positions where its sustained fire capability could dominate approaches for hours at a time. The MG-42's quick-change barrel system allowed for sustained fire operations that would have been impossible with other machine guns, as overheated barrels could be replaced in seconds, allowing the weapon to maintain its devastating rate of fire indefinitely as long as ammunition and replacement barrels were available. German tactical doctrine evolved around the MG-42's capabilities, with entire infantry squads organized to support and protect the machine gun team, recognizing that the weapon's firepower was often more valuable than the combined rifles of an entire platoon. This tactical revolution forced Allied forces to develop new approaches to infantry assault, emphasizing the use of indirect fire, smoke screens, and coordinated attacks specifically designed to neutralize machine gun positions before infantry could advance. The manufacturing innovation behind the MG-42 represented a breakthrough in wartime production that allowed Germany to produce these devastating weapons in quantities that would have been impossible using traditional manufacturing methods. The extensive use of stamped steel components, simplified manufacturing processes, and innovative assembly techniques meant that MG-42s could be produced quickly and inexpensively while maintaining the precision and reliability essential for battlefield effectiveness. The weapon's modular design philosophy influenced military equipment development for decades to come, demonstrating that complex weapons systems could be broken down into standardized components that could be manufactured separately and assembled quickly, allowing for more efficient production and easier field maintenance. This approach to weapons design would become standard practice in post-war military development, influencing everything from assault rifles to artillery systems. The quality control standards implemented during MG-42 production established new benchmarks for military manufacturing, as German engineers recognized that the weapon's incredible rate of fire would expose any manufacturing defects or quality issues that might be acceptable in slower-firing weapons. Every component had to be manufactured to exacting specifications and tested rigorously to ensure that it could withstand the extreme stresses generated by the weapon's operation. The battlefield experiences of Allied soldiers who faced the MG-42 provide the most compelling evidence of why this weapon could stop advancing forces in their tracks, as countless veterans reported that the mere sound of the gun firing was enough to cause entire units to seek cover and abandon their attack plans. The weapon's psychological impact was so profound that Allied commanders had to develop specific training programs to help soldiers overcome their fear of the MG-42 and learn techniques for advancing under its fire. The famous D-Day landings at Normandy provided perhaps the most dramatic demonstration of the MG-42's ability to halt advancing forces, as German machine gun positions along the Atlantic Wall used these weapons to create interlocking fields of fire that turned the beaches into killing fields, where Allied soldiers found themselves pinned down for hours under devastating fire. The success of the landings ultimately depended on the ability of Allied forces to neutralize these machine gun positions through naval gunfire, airstrikes, and heroic individual actions by soldiers who managed to get close enough to eliminate the gun crews. Veterans consistently reported that the MG-42 was unlike any weapon they had previously encountered, with a rate of fire so high that it seemed to create a solid wall of bullets that made movement impossible and survival dependent on finding adequate cover. The weapon's ability to traverse quickly and deliver accurate fire at long ranges meant that soldiers could find themselves under fire from MG-42 positions that were hundreds of meters away, making it difficult to locate and neutralize the threat. The countermeasures developed by Allied forces to deal with the MG-42 threat represent some of the most innovative tactical thinking of World War II, as commanders were forced to develop entirely new approaches to infantry assault that could overcome the weapon's devastating firepower. These countermeasures included the use of specialized weapons like bazookas and recoilless rifles to engage machine gun positions from long range, coordinated artillery and airstrikes to suppress the guns during infantry advances, and innovative tactics like smoke screens and diversionary attacks to confuse and overwhelm German defenders. The development of new infantry weapons specifically designed to counter the MG-42 threat led to innovations in portable anti-tank weapons, rifle grenades, and automatic rifles that would influence military equipment development for decades. Allied forces also developed new training techniques that taught soldiers how to identify MG-42 positions by sound, how to move under fire, and how to coordinate attacks that could overwhelm machine gun defenses through speed and surprise. The psychological warfare aspects of countering the MG-42 were equally important, as Allied commanders recognized that soldiers needed to overcome their fear of the weapon before they could be effective in combat. This led to training programs that exposed soldiers to the sound of MG-42 fire in controlled conditions, teaching them to distinguish between different types of machine gun fire and helping them develop the mental resilience necessary to advance under fire. The legacy and influence of the MG-42 extended far beyond World War II, establishing design principles and tactical concepts that continue to influence military thinking today. The weapon demonstrated that high rates of fire could be more important than individual shot accuracy in many combat situations, leading to the development of modern assault rifles and light machine guns that prioritize rapid fire over precision shooting. The MG-42's influence on post-war weapons development can be seen in numerous modern military weapons that incorporate similar design principles, operating mechanisms, and tactical concepts. The weapon's modular construction, quick-change barrel system, and emphasis on sustained fire capability became standard features in military machine guns developed by nations around the world. The tactical lessons learned from MG-42 employment continue to influence modern military doctrine, particularly in the areas of defensive operations, fire and maneuver tactics, and the integration of heavy weapons into infantry operations. Modern military forces still study the German use of the MG-42 as an example of how a single weapon system can fundamentally alter the tactical balance on the battlefield. Why soldiers stopped advancing when this rifle appeared represents more than just the story of a successful weapon. It is a testament to the power of innovative engineering and tactical thinking to create capabilities that can fundamentally alter the nature of warfare. The MG-42 demonstrated that technological superiority in a single weapon system could provide decisive advantages that extended far beyond the weapon's immediate firepower, influencing enemy tactics, morale, and strategic planning in ways that multiplied its effectiveness on the battlefield. The story of the MG-42 serves as a reminder that in warfare, as in many other human endeavors, the most significant innovations often come from thinking differently about fundamental problems and being willing to challenge conventional wisdom about what is possible or practical. The weapon's legacy continues to influence military development today, proving that the principles of firepower, reliability, and psychological impact that made it legendary remain as relevant now as they were on the battlefields of World War II. If this incredible story of why soldiers stopped advancing when this rifle appeared has captivated you as much as it has captivated us, please make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. What other examples of weapons that fundamentally changed battlefield tactics do you find most fascinating? Do you believe that psychological impact is as important as technical capability in military weapons? We'd love to hear your perspective on these remarkable achievements in military engineering. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more secrets of war and incredible stories of the weapons and technologies that shaped our world. Ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode, because we're committed to bringing you the most compelling stories that demonstrate how superior design and devastating effectiveness, combined with innovative thinking and tactical revolution, can create weapons that seem unstoppable and prove that sometimes the most important victories are won before the first shot is fired.